Good morning, everyone. This is Maria Weisbrook with the Wakanda Area Chamber of Commerce, and our 10 in 10 today is with Jonathan Fox of Kelleher and Holland. Welcome to the program. Good morning. We always get right into it because it's rapid fire 10 questions. I just wanted a little background about Kelleher and Holland and how you've been with them and that kind of stuff.
So I came on board November of 2020, the COVID year. I've been here since. This is my 30th year of practice. And Andy Kelleher and I went to law school together.
Oh, fun. Oh, that's interesting. Very cool. And so how long has Kelleher and Holland been in business?
It became Kelleher and Holland in 2020.
Oh, it did. Okay.
But it's been around in one form or another for, I think, at least 25 years.
Wow. Awesome. And that it's located over by Whinstone, right?
In North Barrington.
Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect. Now, on your website, there is an expansive line of practice that you do. Is everybody have their specialty? Are a lot of the attorneys seasoned in a bunch of stuff? How does that work if somebody were to call the firm for a purpose?
So we do have about 35 lawyers, and we do cover just about every area of the law that you can imagine. It's easier to say oftentimes what we don't do. So we consider it a 360 platform. So as you go around the 360, you're going to touch on just about every major area of concentration, from personal injury to M&A and transactional work and corporate practice, to litigation, to commercial and residential real estate, workers' comp, medical malpractice, everything.
I know.
Obviously estate planning, because the firm started originally as a high net worth estate planning firm.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So is it pretty much where an attorney handles is fluent in something, or can they do multiple things, or?
So we are not jacks of all trade. We are departmentalized. So I actually co-chair and run the corporate team. Okay. So there's a corporate team, there's a litigation team, there's an estate planning team, and then under those umbrellas there may be subcategories. So, for example, under the corporate umbrella, there's mergers and acquisitions, there's transactional work of all other kinds, there's contract work, commercial real estate, bank and finance work, wage and benefits, employment law. That all falls under the umbrella of corporate.
Wow, that's wonderful. I had another question, or not a question, but a comment. I know they do really good lunch lesson type things. They have online programs that they prepare. I love that. I've been able to dip in on those. That is just brilliant, and it's like free advice, but then it brings people to your firm too. So it ultimately.
And we're going to be starting a series of mergers and acquisitions related lunch and learns as well.
Good, because we put those on our calendars and advertise them, so that's great. So I also had a question about how has the legal world changed over time? Did you, even with COVID, so you came out just during COVID, right?
We were, the firm was actually open full blown in June of 2020.
Okay.
So from an open and close standpoint, the firm was only down for 2 or 3 months.
Right.
It was remote for a while, but what's changed in the law, at least in my career, is technology. I came into the practice of law just as computer research and the internet research was coming online. Email was becoming the communication of choice, or the communication method. So the speed with which work needed to be done and client expectations of work turnaround went from all of a sudden 3 weeks became 3 days, 3 days became 3 hours.
Right.
I think that's the biggest change.
Right, and that's probably a lot of businesses have that now. You're so accountable constantly. I mean, there is no break. What about AI? With AI on the horizon, and that's rapid fire as well right now. Is that going to be a whole new level of law, do you think?
Well, it's definitely going to be a new level of law or layers of law, and probably present some privacy and some copyright and other intellectual property issues.
Okay.
At the end of the day, AI is it's garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
So the problem with the AI is that it's not analytical. it merely searches the database and then gives back to you what it has access to. So
Right.
from an analytical standpoint, you need the human element. But in Illinois, we as lawyers, to some degree, we have a duty to be as economical or as practical with our billing
Right.
as we can. So if AI can take something eventually that maybe used to take 4 hours and make it so it only takes 2 hours, we have some ethical obligation to access that technology for the benefit of the client, to keep a real relationship between the actual cost of legal services and how we got that work done.
Right. 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 So speaking, you mentioned Illinois. Are you? Can you practice in other areas? Or are you uber focused in Illinois?
So I'm licensed in Missouri and Illinois. We have 15 or 16 lawyers, I think, that are multi-jurisdictional. We're licensed in Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Wyoming, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Florida, Texas, maybe I think Texas, or we will be soon in Texas,
Wow.
Arizona, California, I think South Carolina, Kentucky, I think Tennessee now.
Okay.
We're also affiliated with an international organization called Mackerel, which gives us access to a couple of hundred law firms similar to ours, vetted
Oh,
worldwide. So I
that's
like to say we're the largest small firm in the country.
there you go. There you go. That's super great, though. Again, it's a one-stop shop. If they call your firm,
Yes,
you can touch on just about everything. Absolutely everything, right?
pretty much.
So is you want to mention one thing you don't do?
One thing we don't do,
You said it might be easier to say what you don't do.
environmental litigation.
Oh, well, that sounds very, very specialized,
And,
right?
SEC, although we do FINRA arbitrations, but highly regulated areas is generally where we uh, hit the
Hit the
wall.
wall. Okay, all right. Well, that's awesome. So, how can the viewers support your business? You're on Facebook, I believe, right? Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
we fully access all social media,
Okay.
and we're very fortunate to have a full-time marketing team here.
Oh, yeah.
So we are out and about. This is an example of the kinds of things that we're doing on a daily basis. So
Right, right,
we
right.
are definitely getting the message out.
Absolutely.
The key to remember is that it's very common in the law business. A client comes to you for a particular need. Maybe they come because they're buying a house. Once that happens, they generally think of you as only a residential real estate law firm.
Mm-hmm.
So the message to the audience is no, we are a 360 platform.
Right.
If you use us for a divorce, then we also do everything else. So when it's time to do, wow,
I know.
wow,
Bird
there's a
went by or
message from
something.
somebody. When it's time to do an estate plan or whatever, you should come back to Kelleher and Holland. That's the point.
Right, right. And the nice thing is, again, having it in one stop shop. I mean, honestly, you can all a person's needs can be met in one office. That becomes more familiar. The receptionist, the everything. It's just it is a good. That's a
And
good
we're
thing to have.
multi-generational. The firm has been around long enough. We're working on second and third generations now for a lot of
Wow,
clients.
wow, that's awesome. Very awesome. Well, give me a few more. So Facebook, what's the best way to just call the office, right? If you
Yeah,
really need
just call the
something.
office. Our website has all the lawyers
Yes.
profiled, has email addresses, I believe, for all of the attorneys. Most of us are cell phone accessible also.
Right.
I certainly am.
Right.
Um, so, yeah, through all of the conventional means, we
Right.
are definitely available.
I like that somebody answers your phone too.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a
That I love
policy.
the most. I
If
love
if
that.
if we return a communication in 24 hours, that's an extraordinary. We're
Right.
usually returning communications within minutes or hours of receiving them.
Right. Right.
Same day is the objective, always.
I love that. I mean, that was my first. When somebody answers the phone, that's just a wonderful thing nowadays. So you're there for them. That's what it means, right?
Well, and they're actually picking it up here in the United States.
Yeah. True that. True that. That too. So give your phone number out really quick, And then again, your address as well, in case. Do you accept walk-ins?
Occasionally, with scheduling and things, it's rather difficult
No, I know.
to do that. And
Right.
it's funny. I will give you the firm's general number, which I actually have to look up. I know my direct line, but I never call the general number.
I know. Well, it's like somebody just talked to me the other day about how you don't remember phone numbers anymore.
No,
You don't. You just say call Kelleher and Holland, and it's done.
you got it. So the direct or the central line is 847-382-9195. 847-382-9195. And of course, if you're looking for me, ask for me.
Yep.
If you're looking for any other services, Cindy, or it might be Bridget, maybe, or somebody else that's at the front, we'll certainly direct you to whomever it is that you need to speak with.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us bright and early this morning. And again, check out their website for sure, because it lists everything. It really is very comprehensive.
And if you've done any business with Kelleher and Holland, please leave us a review on our website and on our Google page.
There you go. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you again for joining us.
You're very welcome. Have a good morning.